elderly are not completely left out.
Okay. Now from this office, let's start with the political reorientation before we go to the social, because we've seen that there are two phases now, like the way you're explaining. When it has to do with political reorientation, we know that orientation is something that has already been there. People have had an idea, but now we are trying to reorient people, trying to arrange them and make sure that it is done this way and the right way. So when it has to do with our political life in Akwa Ibom State, ever since you started being a special advisor to the governor, how will you rate us?
Just like what you said, the RE means that it has been there. You are trying to revive it.
Yes.
So the political reorientation, as we are talking, has to do with a situation where you have to go into the minds of the youths and the adolescents who are the most variables, to let them see that there's a better way we can do things without having to maybe politically name in terms of election go for trickery, name people, shed blood. You can do without all these things and still win your elections.
Okay.
You know, before now, people who are used to, they take delight in going for trickery, shed blood and other vices for somebody to win election.
Okay.
And the reorientation aspect of it is, we are now trying to go into the mind and let this man know, let this woman know, let this youth know that even if I, for instance, I am going and vying for any elected post, and we are going and I'm paying you, go and do this, otherwise that should not have been done for me to win the election. You have done it. I have won the election. After this, what else? Am I still carrying you along? I'm not carrying you along, because I know before now that you are a dubious person. I will be the first person to tell the security, my own security, don't allow that man to come near me, because I know his mind. So it is the social reorientation has to do with somebody going to the minds of another person who has been perpetrating a dubious character. Go into their minds and re-engineer their minds for better. That's why we say reshaping positively for the betterment of the society. Let him or her see that there's a better way to achieve the same results without having to go through the process that he used to, which is not acceptable now in the society.
And so what has the result been so far, ever since you started going to these places to talk to people about this?
Yes, the latest one is that they said wherever you have a handful, even in the church, make that your pulpit. That is when you will see people talk to and have the needed results. What am I trying to say? During that AFCON march, I sat back and thought, where am I going to see this caliber of people that I want to talk to? It is during the viewing of the match that the youths normally come out in a greater number. So I decided to go first to Ikorekbene Plaza.
Wow.
And I had a handful. I spoke to them. I took the gospel of social reorientation to them. And let them even see that you being paid to do trickery or do this, after that the person will dump you, not until when he's going back for another thing he will look for you. And the question is, normally, if he sees that you were good at shooting gun for him to win election, now that it's time for covenant, why can't he allow you to go near him? So one should sit back and say, never again should I be forced or go ignorantly to do what I suppose not to do. So when I told them, I even mentioned specifically at Ikorekbene Plaza that we are having the following day, that we are having a rerun at a corner and so on, that nobody should pay you. If anybody pays you to do this, one of you can give you corner or machete or this to perpetrate this evil, tell the person that their children should be at the forefront, so that whatever happens in the course of taking that decision, everybody will see, and you will see that those people will not allow their children to be there. And if you are being sent, and eventually maybe at the end of the day you lose your life, the covenant will still go on. So you have to do this. Why not, if you are up to 18 years, go and get your PVC? The essence of PVC is for you to exercise your franchise. If you are up to 18, you are an adult and you know what is good for you. Vote for somebody that will be able to govern you, not by force that you must do this when your mind is not there. And you know, we have to re-engineer. The Bible says that as a man thinketh in his own heart, so is that person. And the same scripture says that out of the fullness of heart the mouth speaketh. What am I saying? For us to allow them to be going like that, they will think in their heart evil and they will perpetrate evil. And the government that we are saying out of the fullness of heart the mouth speaketh has seen that the way these youths and adolescents are going is not good. Out of the fullness of heart of the government, the governor is now sending me to go to the 31 local government in Akwa Ibom State to preach the gospel of social reorientation to the youths, for them to turn a new leaf. And the elderlies are not left out. We should collectively, you know, social reorientation is just like security. It's everybody's business. Yes,
that's true. Now you say that it's everybody's business, and we know that you are an ordained elder of Akwa Ibom Church, right?
Yeah.
And now when we want to look at
1887.
Of 1887.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good one. Now when we want to look at the churches, would we agree with ourselves and be truthful to ourselves that the churches are actually dishing out this reorientation to the youth about how to behave, apart from the normal scriptures they go to preach? Are there some other areas that are doing well in orienting the youths and even the adults on how to carry themselves in the society?
It's not enough. Even the scriptures, if you can recall, when the Philip made that eunuch on a horse, and he was deciding Isaiah as a sheep led to the slaughter, or a shearer before his dog does not open his mouth, in his humiliation justice has denied him. And at a point he was asked, do you even know what you are saying? He said, how can I know when there's nobody to teach me? So I started with the church, my own personal church, Akwa Ibom Church, Ikonia, that we should be telling our youths here to be our ambassadors. You know, if they don't know, they cannot even say it to their friends. You cannot give what you don't have. The Latin says, Nemo that could not have it. You cannot give what you don't have. So we start from home. Charity begins at home. That's why when I started this one this year, I started with my own ward. When I had a meeting with members of my own ward, in my own village, in my own compound.
Okay. All right. Now, when we talk about this Bureau of Political and Social Reorientation, your office, you are using it to interpret the mindset of the governor, and that's the Arise agenda.
Yes.
Now, let's go into the Arise agenda, because we know that education is involved, agriculture is involved, infrastructure and other things. How do we get ourselves prepared and ready to make sure that what the governor wants in his administration, with all of you in the offices, even the youth outside, are better off to also help to achieve it? I want to bring a point. When we want to talk about youths, we talk about education, we talk about employment. Would you agree with me that some people in Akwa Ibom State, especially the youth, are complaining that they are not really employed, and so because of that they can't just help to interpret their rights agenda?
Well, it depends on what they mean by
employed,
not being employed.
Yes.
You know, knowledge is discovery of ignorance.
Okay.
Knowledge is discovery of ignorance. For me, if you ask me, are they being employed, I will say yes. I will say yes. Why are you saying this? I will give you an example. For instance, these neighborhood watchers, more than 5,000 are being employed, but because they don't know what is meant by employment, they believe that they are being appointed. Maybe it's an appointment, but to the best of my knowledge, those more than 5,000 neighborhood watchers are given money.
Okay.
Are given money. They are equally being employed by the government.
Okay. Alright. So when we talk about employment, it's not just about the white collar job.
No. They are looking at the white collar job. There are other ones. Even the youth, those ones going to Port Novo for this Shonga farm.
Okay.
Are they not coming back to be on their own?
Okay.
Is it not employment?
Okay.
Those ones that are going for ICT, are they not coming back to be on their own? Courtesy of the governor of Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
All those ones are employment. There is no way. Me, I started as somebody without the white collar. Of course, even as I'm talking to you now, there's no white collar. Yes.
Okay.
So I started as a business person. Later, I've been a teacher.
Yes, I've seen that.
I've been a supervisor. I've been a special assistant, senior special assistant before this place. Gradually. You start, the scripture says you should not despise the humble beginning.
Okay. Now you just touched that place that said that even the youths that are being given this opportunity in different local governments are being employed. Let's look at this idea, because it seems like it's something different. Maybe people have not been saying it. The idea of the governor asking people from the 31 local government to give the names of people that will represent them, and then it has to be signed by the elders in the communities to make sure the people that are giving out are the people that they trust, that they will bring development back to the community so that others will also benefit from it.
Well, it's not a one-man show, because even as we are saying, list should be signed. We should not even forget about the PAs.
Yes.
Those ones were not even in the local government. It was one per ward.
Okay.
Per ward. And the resident there, they have to be there and be the eye of the governor. And yet they are being paid, and they are youth.
Okay.
The other ones that everybody should sign is a neighborhood watch, or either this one or other openings, because the diffidence of the governor.
Okay. Alright, so are you also aware that because things are hard, we still need to ask this, that a lot of people will tend to be blaming it on the government of the day, the high cost of living and all that? How will you react to it? Is it just about Akwa Ibom State?
No, it's not. It's general now.
Okay.
It's general now. Akwa Ibom State is even trying. The governor is trying. Of recently, it has been sent to House of Assembly.
Okay.
This full sufficiency something.
Okay.
That the state. Everybody must like when we had Operation Feed the Nation.
Okay.
Everybody must plant. The governor was begging the whole people that no matter how small the space is, plant something. It will help you. And if you have hectares, you plant. The government is ready to take and make sure that where they have maybe warehouses or whatever, they will take that and go to the market. Once the government enters the market with reduced prices, the market forces will be forced to join the bandwagon of the government, and the prices of things will come down.
Okay.
That's what the government is doing.
Okay, so the hardship is not just about the government for private.
No, it's not. It's not.
Before we start blaming ourselves.
No, it's not.
About
our own is even better.
Okay.
Our own. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
When we had a palliative, they were saying that Umoino is not doing this, Umoino is not doing this, whereas we followed and everything was done accordingly, to the point that we should have given Umoino 100%. One of our neighboring states here, I have the video, when they were sharing it, people were rushing over the rice. They put everything, they wasted the rice because of hunger, and some were even packing with the sand, whereas our own was orderly done.
Yeah. Okay, we give that one to us in Akwa Ibom. Said at least I am an Akwa Ibomite. We know that when it has to do with orderliness and when it has to do with keeping things calm,
yes,
we know that we are good at that. Now let's talk about the social reorientation when it has to do, because we are still talking about the mindset, reshaping the mindset of the people.
Yeah.
We've talked about the churches, and you say we are not doing so well. We need to work on that.
We are still on it.
We are still on it. How about our schools? Our public schools. You know, a lot of parents don't believe anymore in our public schools.
It is not even their public schools. Schools in general.
Okay, schools in general.
Schools in general. So you know, there's a paper I sent to the governor. And our own is that you don't have to do alone. And one of the collaborating ministries, as far as social reorientation is concerned, was a Ministry of Education, because from the office of the commissioner, they will now have meet with the principals and the headmasters and headmistresses, where these pupils and the students will be talked to concerning this social reorientation.
Okay.
So they are there to play very vital role in the reshaping of the mindset of the people.
Okay. Is there something that should be done to I don't know how to put it, to just make sure that things are put well in the schools? I still insist on the public schools, because people complain more about the public schools. I know that's not, we are not in the Ministry of Education, that's another area, but because we are talking about social reorientation, where schools, especially the students in the public school, has to be encouraged to live life the right way. Are there some other areas that we can also reinforce it to make sure that it's happening?
Well, when you are talking of the public schools,
I still insist on the public schools.
Yes, as I insisting on
some of them around us there, like the ones overall where the children fight almost every time. There seem to be a lot of clashes of all this illegal group everywhere. It's happening more in the public schools. We know that we have them in private schools, but these ones are the government-owned schools we're talking about.
That is what I am saying. When you are saying public schools, you are referring to government.
Yes, government.
And when you are talking of the government, you are talking about me.
Yes.
The government is here before you.
Yes, that's true.
And I am here not because I am not in the Ministry of Education, but I have an idea.
Okay.
Because we used to have a ministerial report, each of the ministries in the ESCO.
Okay.
And when it comes to Ministry of Education, the commissioner used to report. Okay. In those days, we even know better than you do.
That's right.
As government. For instance, one of these federal what do you call it?
Federal.
At a weight.
Okay. Okay. Technical school.
Technical school and Uyo High School and Christian, and they used to, before now, some students, in quote, the so-called students, you'll be surprised when they are being searched at the gate. You discover that one student with the back will have about 3, 4, 5 uniforms. Different uniforms, so that if it happens now and you get him with this one, he will just go and change, which means that he went there prepared to perpetrate this evil.
Okay.
So the government is on standby to make sure that all those rotten eggs are being sent out.
Okay.
And the thing has started reshaping the way the government wants.
Okay, that's a good one, because you mentioned earlier that most places you could find the youth. And these are you said others are also target, but these are the main target audience. The
yes, the youth and the adolescents.
Places like the plaza, when they're having events like that,
yes.
The schools and the churches.
Yeah.
And you've also talked about the fact that things have been done already to make sure that this information will be given to them the way it should be.
Yes, and it is ongoing. Don't forget that I told you social reorientation is the ongoing and unrelenting and consistent attempt to reshape.
Okay, so now let's talk about the tactics you are using to make sure that you achieve this. What are the platforms you are using?
The platform, like when I went to Plaza.
Okay.
When I went to Plaza, I will let them know. I will let them know that I'm coming with the gospel of social reorientation.
Okay.
And I will define what social reorientation is. Okay. And beforehand, to control their own attention, you must let them know at the end of the day, questions will be asked.
Okay.
Based on this. And whoever is able to attempt positively will get a reward. So they will listen. At the end of the day, you ask them to make sure that the thing comes. There are some that will speak from their mouth. And those ones that you'll be convinced will speak from their own heart, which means that they know exactly what they are telling you. Okay. And you give them reward.
Okay. We also,
and it will not even stop there, because there's what we call revisitation.
Okay.
To make sure that the thing is still there after leaving him.
Okay, so that's a return visit.
Yes, some of them I advise them to my office.
Okay, and they come around.
Yes, I invite them. They come and we speak again.
And some of them will be coming with the mindset of being given money after.
I know, even if you see, even if you don't give, of course you would have to pay their transport.
Okay.
You know, my office is at Ederapan.
Yeah.
It's not at the governor's office.
Yes.
It's not in government house. It's not in secretariat that they have enough security. This one now, our work is to speak the minds of the governor. So anybody, and the government of Akwa Ibom State, anybody that comes to my office is seeing the governor, is seeing the government. So you have to let them go out with good impression. Whatever first impression matters. Whatever impression they are going back with represents the governor and the government of Akwa Ibom State. So if need be for you to pay their transport back, so be it. He is an Akwa Ibomite. He has met with the governor.
We also know that this particular administration has run an inclusive government. In the past, there was also that inclusive government, but it's so much pronounced in this particular administration where the physically challenged are carried along. When it has to do with social reorientation, you believe with me that these ones are the most vulnerable ones as well. The deaf, the limp, and all those ones. How are they being carried along when it has to do?
Well, but you should also know that in every disability, there's a ability. Disability is a loose way of explaining ability in somebody. Somebody can be disability because he cannot walk or because he cannot hear, but inside the brain he is well able. He is well able. When the governor of recent appointed essay on disability, I even got his the person's number so that we speak. All of them must be our ambassadors. Don't forget, I told you that social reorientation is just like security. It's everybody's business.
It's everybody's business.
Yes.
And so all angles
must be involved. All hands must be on there for us to win this battle.
And your office is taking care of all that.
Yes, we are at the forefront.
That means a lot of responsibilities is
yes, he expected us.
To whom much is given, much is expected. So now that we are expecting this much from you, how will you prepare the minds of the people to know that if what you're able to give out is what they get, they will still need to get more before the end of this administration?
Well, that's why I mentioned revisitation. Revisitation is not yet over until when it is over.
All right.
And to me, it's not yet over until when I am convinced that it is over. The governor, even the immediate past governor, and this present government does not have time for you to explain or report a progress or what he wants. Once a responsibility is given to you, he needs results. So you have to go that extra miles to make sure you have the needed results.
Because we also know that when we talk about social reorientation, we are also looking at the social vices that we have, and I must agree with you that the main target is the youth, and it has to do with the schools and the churches, like we have mentioned.
And don't even forget that during the elections we have a handful of socio-political groups registered with us in the Bureau of Political and Social Reorientation, and they are mainly youths. So you call them for meetings and we talk this into their own understanding.
So if you are to advise an Akwa Ibom youth who believe so much in a white collar job, I still hammer on that, if there are none, and we know that these are our youths are very, very intelligent and they are creative, how will you advise them to make use of their hands?
If you don't have opportunity to have a white collar job and you are creative, intelligent, why not look for a way? It's even better for you to be self-employed. It's even better for you to be self-employed rather than going to a white collar job to be answering sir and so on when necessary and when it's not necessary. You do your own and become the chief executive and the chairman and everything. You have passion for it and you stand out. Is Dangote job a white collar job? It's not. It's not. And other people, you do it, especially in times like this. That the prices of things are so much skyrocketing. You do on your own, you create your own, and you tell the price. It is you that will control how you sell and survive. So I should advise them, get something doing. Don't wait for a white collar job. It may come, it may not come as quickly as you think.
Okay, let's go a little into the agriculture before we soon wrap up the segment. Let's talk a little about agriculture. You have opportunity to drive past our farms in the villages and you discover that things are they are not making use of it. And if ask questions in the villages, they will tell you that everybody have migrated to town. They are either in Uyo or in Eket or in Ikorikbene, and everybody is trying to sell. All our youth are trying to ride KK and KK buses. Everybody is trying to come here to make sure that they sell by the roadside. They even block the road in the process of selling, leaving the villages. Why should it be like that?
It's because they don't know, and very soon you'll see the reverse. Like the Ibon farm at Ikore Ibon, then Srubium. It will take thousands and thousands and thousands of youths off the streets. And you don't expect somebody to stay in Uyo and be going to work in Ikore Ibon. They will be there. Okay. And it does not even stop at the Ikore Ibon's own. The governor, in his own plans, is having that for the whole 31 local government. Anybody, provided you can provide the land, okay, they will come and they establish the farm for you. Start it. Even these youths that are going for training, they are coming back not to be in Uyo. Some of them will come back to be on their own, and the governor will, the government will sponsor it, okay, for you to be on your own. Okay. So agriculture, as one of the cardinal points in our rice agenda, is well taken care of by the governor. Okay. All the 5 cardinal points: the agriculture, rural development, infrastructure, security, and education. Education. Look at the CKAs, for instance. This is not far away from here now. Yes. The model schools, they will be there. The teachers will be there. When I was a pupil, our teachers used to stay in the school compound, but later they think they was not there again, and the governor is coming back with that impression. The teachers will be there, water will be there, security will be there, everything that you can think of that will make the environment favorable for you to give the utmost will be provided. Okay. Yes. Okay. So in opportunity where things are provided for people in the community, even the pupils, yes, even as they are going back, free fee, okay, sponsored by the government, is books, uniforms, shoes, and a rice bag. Okay. Free for them to be very comfortable. Okay, what about these ones that are going for exchange this thing in London? Pupils, some of them have never entered cars, but they will enter car to airport and use aircraft to go there and exchange. Okay. With the white people. It's a change. There's no way when they come back they will be changed in their own orientation. But you know the problem we have, like every other person, I'm speaking the minds of everyone here, will say that it's not everyone that is benefiting. Some selected group of people. It should be for everyone in Akwa Ibom State. No, if you about 7.9 people in Akwa Ibom State, if you are being asked to sponsor 7.9 people to London, will you be able? How much is the money coming into the this thing, okay, of government? Okay. In selected field, you know the intention is the rural development, rural development, and these pupils and students are selected from rural areas. Okay. And so they will represent when they come. Yes, yes, and you know when they said that they are not well represented, the secondary school owns, they pass through exams. If you don't pass, you don't pass. Okay. It's not because we were talking of you representing us from the rural areas, and we know that when you are up there, you will not be able to represent us. Why should we go there and start watching our dirty linen in the public? So no. If you don't pass it, that means you are not fit. Yes, now they went through the exams. Okay. And they were fit to yes. Okay. From different rural secondary schools and primary schools. Okay. They went through exams. Okay. Elder, let's touch this one. Most times when you hear phone calls, sometimes I listen to conversation on private radio stations, and you see people calling to say they don't have light in their community, they don't have water, they don't have that. Then you get to some of these communities, you know that there was something like transformer that has been vandalized.
there was something like electric wiring that has been vandalized and all that. So as a result of that, it doesn't get to them. They still blame the government for not giving them that. When it has to do with vandalization, how are you going to help, or what are you doing to help the youth in different communities to know that when they vandalize, whatever the government provides for them, they are harming themselves?
Well, you've said it all. Because social rehabilitation will not stop at the plaza.
Yes.
We have to be going to schools. We have to be going
communities,
to communities,
yes,
and preach the gospel. That once a project is being taken to your own area, you own it. You own it. By owning it, it means you protect it. Because when you are complaining of vandalization of transformers, it wasn't like that when it was newly given to you. You didn't take care of it as if it is your property. You said it's government. Who is government? You are government. And now that you are in darkness, nobody in Uyo is in darkness because transformer has been vandalized in maybe Urouko. It's the people of Urouko. So once the project is being given to you, own it. Protect it. Where I am staying today, where I'm living today, when I went in, it's a very rural area. When I went in, I discovered that they have been in darkness for over 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
And there was a transformer.
Yeah, that's the issue.
There was a transformer, 250 kVA transformer. They think gospels, and for over 4 years there was nobody to repair it for them, and they were in darkness.
Okay.
Fortunately for them, when I went there, I discussed this with my immediate past boss.
Okay.
And he approved a transformer for me. I could have taken that transformer to my own village in Sinibum, but I discovered that no, what will it benefit me if I don't rectify these problems for these people to know that there's somebody like me living around that.
Okay.
So I discussed again. They even changed because of what I had in mind for other people to benefit. They changed it from 250 to the 500 kVA. The thing is working as I'm talking to you. And good enough, as a man in charge of political activities, the time was very apt that I told them, see, this transformer that I'm giving to you, bringing you out from the darkness, that you have to stand by me during this election. And they stood by me during the elections. And we are expecting a road to be done, of which I know they are my people. They are my people.
So we will agree that some of the problems you have with those projects that are vandalization and maintenance culture. When it gets spoiled, nobody does anything about it. When it is vandalized, nobody does everything about it. And
don't forget that we are saying that the social reorientation has to do with the mind. You go into the mind and re-engineer, let them see that there's a better way you can do this. Maintenance wise that we are talking about. When for instance, like that, my transformer, when I mounted the transformer for them, it was inaugurated and we got light, everybody were happy. About 2-3 days, somebody came, went round and told the oil is not there. That the oil is not there, people should contribute. I told him, I'm giving you 2 days because the transformer came with the oil. I'm giving you 2 days. If you cannot repair that light, when I repair that transformer, I will take it to my own village. And it wasn't up to 2 hours from the day from the time they reported that thing to me. Light was given.
Imagine that.
Which means that the oil was drained by somebody. By somebody. And when they contributed this money in an attempt to buy new oil, they will now bring that same oil, and put again. So their minds, the perpetration of that evil is from the mind.
It's from the mind.
So we have to talk to the mind, re-engineer the mind that you should not do it again. That's what social rehabilitation is about.
Thank you very much for helping us to know that, and you're really educated. We've been informed on what that is all about. So before we go, now let's talk about the Arise agenda. We are wrapping up the administration of the governor, what we have seen so far and what we are expecting as we are moving forward.
Considering the 5 cardinal points of the Arise agenda, the agriculture, rural development, infrastructure, social security, and education, if I am to give my boss, the governor, Pastor Omobasi, a pass mark, I should. This is 7, 8 to 9 months, in fact 7 to 8 in his office, I should give him 100%. I should give him 100%.
Okay.
Agriculture, I've mentioned other places, the Ibomo farm and other places. The rural development, I've mentioned this neighborhood watchers, the PAs and other ones from the rural areas. Infrastructure, look at airport road. Just go now, you see the machines dangling up and down doing constructions. Despite the fact that that one was initiated, that the construction was initiated by the immediate past, he has never had in mind to even abandon the project.
Okay.
They are still doing it, and other ones flag off of the roads. The other day we were at Oron. We spent from 10 o'clock till after about 5 to 6.
Okay.
Flagging off a project, doing this. We went to Ibaka deep sea port and everything. And then the security. The other day we were at Ottawa in Ikorabasi to flag off the gunboat. Not 1, not 2, not 10, not 12, 14. To make sure that it will take care of the piracy. And the education, I've told you already. The model schools, the scholarships, the exchange programs and others. Even the the scholarships that he's giving, the disabled ones are separate from these ones. They give almost two times.
Okay.
Yes, and other things. So I can give him 100%.
Thank you very much.
And you know why I'm giving him 100%, and others will agree with me, is that he's doing his first tenure.
Yes.
And politics we are talking about, because my bureau is political and social orientation. He has the right, and he is doing it, to make sure that he touches every aspect of it and have 100%, so that will speak for him during his second tenure.
We have even seen it on the social media. On the social media, the people that used to write all those negative things, they are not reading them anymore. That means they have all agreed with the fact. Yes. We are happy, and we.
No matter how deep they dig that you are digging and put the truth. One day the truth will come out, and what has been hidden for the wise and the prudent will be revealed to the babes and the sucklings. The truth that Omoino came prepared is there.
Okay.
He's ready to work for the betterment of Akwa Ibom State, and he says that he is coming as a pastor, and he's praying that God will give him the grace to live as a pastor.
Okay.
And I agree with that, and I say amen.
Okay.
Because he's ready for that.
Thank you very much, Elder Manankan, for coming to talk with us and talk to us today on the program. We look forward to having you some other time. I hope when we call you, you will come so that we see hear more from what is happening from these offices.
I'll be here with.
And sometimes I know that in future we would love to see the clips of these places you go to, so that we see that things are happening live.
So many are even here.
Okay, so next
I didn't know I should have. He's here. Okay. He's here. The governor sees everything.
Okay, so next time we'll play them so that people will get to see.
The governor sees everything. There was one song they used to say, "Udom is walking, Omoino is walking," so he sees that I am walking.
Okay.
Wherever I go, I represent him.
That's nice.
Many people may not have access to him as they think, but when you see me or any of the commissioners or any of his lieutenant, that is the governor.
Okay.
That is the governor. I've been saying that even when I had a meeting with my ward, I said that I am representing Umoino here.
Okay.
Whatever issue you should have raised when seeing Umoino, see me here, tell me.
And you take it back to him.
I will take it back, and some that I can handle, I will handle right there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's why I am working for him.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We look forward to have you again. Thank you.
With all pleasure.
Thank you very much. And that is what we've come to the end of this particular interview. I'm sure you were listening. You also learned one or two things. When it has to do with reorientation, we are doing well already in Akwa Ibom State, but there are some areas we need to sit up and do better so that we keep going and do well for ourselves. Thank you for listening, and don't go anywhere, because